Recording in progress.
Okay, so now this evening, we really want to talk about something that is very, very, very much important. It's very important, because over time, I think we've been able to understand that some people are, not still getting it right when it comes to uh, picking trades on swipe options. And when some people are clearing trades, some are complaining that they're having lessons. So I think our mentors now feel, okay, if we can have this kind of training, maybe it could help one or two of us to at least move from that lesson to making profit from it. Because the actual aim of swipe option is not to make you account. It's actually to help you, grow your account. So if we understand that, then we should also know that there are other things that we should be aware of. We should not just, pick trades and jump into trades like that. There are things that we need to also understand before we, start picking trades on swipe options in order to avoid, losing like that. Even if it is $1, $2, $3, you are losing, it's still money. Because a dollar now is about 10 naira. Imagine you lose at once, that's 1,000 naira. You get. That's over 1,000 naira. So if you lose 1,000 naira just at a spot, it's a lot. You get. So I'll quickly, just go through the into the training properly. Now, one thing I want us to understand is that most of those trades that dropped on swipe options, most of them don't require instant execution. For example, if you are giving Euro USD for a call at 650, for example, and you open your IQSend or whatever broker you are using, and you see that the price is around 720, that does not mean that you're in that trade at that point. There is something we call test. And by now, I don't know, for some of us that have been here for some time, you understand, and for those of us that have watched our videos, you understand that there is something we call break and retest. Break and retest. So that's where I'm going to start from. We're going to start from that break and retest. Now, for let me see how I can do that. Just a minute. All right, can we all see my screen? All right, let me hope we are seeing my screen because I practically couldn't see nobody anymore. So now, you have your support and resistance. Now, let's assume this place is the 650 that we are asked to buy, and price is currently at 720 here. Now, thank you. The price at some point was coming all the way from here, broke this 650. You get? Now, it's already way up around this 720. If you have a call for 650, you don't jump in at this 720. I'm like, the market is going up, let me continue. No, the person that called 650 knew that there was a former resistance here that the market already broke. You get that the market already broke and is expecting it to come back to that resistance to confirm that that is a perfect zone to buy. And then market now start pushing up. That is what we call break, broke from here, retest that zone. So some of us, I think we just end up joining the trade. You want to jump into a moving bus. It's very risky for some of us that stays in Lagos here. If a bus is moving and you want to jump in, if you don't have a proper skill to jump into a moving bus, you are likely to injure yourself. That is exactly what is happening. Because by the time you imagine you now jump in way here around this place, because the market is going, you didn't wait for it to retest, and market now reversed back to this spot, you will have lost this money here because the market pushed down. And then you now start blaming yourself that, I wish I had waited for this 750. If you understand what I'm trying to say, put a 2 in the chat box. If you get what I'm saying there, if you get what I just said now, put a 2 in the chat box. If you get what I said now, put a 2 in the chat box. Let me know. Good. Thank you. All right. That is the first thing you should know. The same thing applicable to a sell. If they call a put, for example, at 600. Now, let's say this is 600. 600. But the market is already down here. Let me see if I can change this to, oh, sorry. All right. Hold on, please. Now, the market is way down here. What's going on? The market is way down here at, let's say, 530. Now, you don't jump into this sell because when you open your IQ cent, the market is around 530 and they ask you to take a put for 600. Like, the market is going. Let me quickly jump in. No. What that simply means is that this market was actually coming from this place, broke this support, and is going all the way down. Now we are waiting for this market to push back to this 650 zone. Do you understand? We are waiting for this market to come back to this 600 zone to make this support become a valid resistance. Then we now take our trade there and go down. And we hope that in the next 5-15 minutes, according to whatever time frame we are given, we hope that our price remains below 600. So do we understand that simple break and retest now? If you understand that, put a 3 in the chat box. Let me know so that you can know the next. I want to end this call before 9 so that we can all go and join the 9 p.m. call. Okay. That's the first thing we want to look at. Also, still on this particular entry. Now, let me see if I can share my, okay, don't really get. All right. Steven, okay, now let me take it again. If you open, 1 minute, let me share something else. 1 minute. I'm trying to put on my deflection. Now, look at this market now. Euro USD. And when you get to alert and you come here, you see this is the latest trade, 725. So you open this trade now. So when you open that trade, put that is sell price 463 time 15 minutes time frame 15 minutes time frame. It's active. What I always want you to do, apart from this first entry price, check if there is any down here. Now I wrote 463 to 482 bearish idea. Now, note, timing is key. And base current
Chinka, are you there? Your network is breaking. I believe he'll be back in soon. Network kicked him out. Just be patient. He's going to come back in soon. Network kicked him out.
My network threw me out. I'm so sorry about that. I was trying to show us something on Euro USD. Please, if you can hear me, put it. If you can hear me now, put it 2 in the chat box, guys, please. Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't know why that happened actually. So now, okay. Now, I was saying that if you are given those parameters, when you open that your swipe option app, you will see a lot of parameters there. A lot of, number one, you will see the type of trade you want to take. If it is call, if it is put, that's the first thing. Secondly, you will see your entry price. That entry price, sometimes you see entry 1, entry 2. Just note them down. I'm trying to share the screen. Okay, let me see. Screen again. I hope it doesn't. I hope it does not throw me out again. I'm suspecting that was what happened the other time. Same thing as, I don't know, I'm tired, I don't know. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Now, you see that side, entry price 1. You see the price 463. Expiration time 15 minutes. So you will send the price. I don't know if you follow that. Now, if you come down on this note, most of the time they always drop for the option so that you don't make mistakes. Now they tell that take a bearish of 15 minute idea around to 42. I ask a question. If you are taking put this entry, do you think is better for you? Is it the 463 entry zone or 482 entry zone? Put your answer in the chat, but let me see. Which one do you think is best? If you are taking a put, is it the 463 or the 480 zones? Which one? Okay, good. Okay. 482. Exactly. Reason because anytime you are selling, the higher the better. And when you are going to buy, the lower the better. Let's see if we can get a buy idea here. Okay. Now, let me use I can see other type. Now, and then you are saying that at this note place, this note section, GBPY idea, 5 minutes, 40 to 80. Now, which one is that? 8, because the lower the better for a call, and higher better for a put. I don't know if you understand that. Now, having understand that, then we will now be able to know that, okay, when we have a trade that is dropped, and then the next thing for us is to go to our broker, IQSend, Pocket Option, whatever broker you are using, and you are seeing that the price is above, okay, for this one now, this 929, they say you should buy this market at 929. Maybe when you now open your broker, you are seeing the market at, let's say, 970. You're seeing the market at 970. You know, I explained break and retest for you. Now, the idea asked you to buy at 929, but you are seeing the price at 970. You are supposed to wait for that market to come back and retest that zone before you jump into that buy. If you understood the break and retest that I took the other time, you will understand this thing I'm trying to say now. When this market is around, you open your broker, you are seeing the market price at 970. But presently, your the trade idea that was just said you should buy at 929. You don't have to jump in at 970 because the market is likely to reverse to this 929, where you are supposed to now take it for. Don't forget the conditions for buy. You buy at support or buy at a previous resistance that became a support. So if for any reason the price broke this support and went up, or broke maybe broke a resistance of 929 and went up, now that means that we are waiting for that price to come back to that 929 to make it valid for a support. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say. If you get what I'm trying to say, put a 2 in the chat box, please. If you get, audio is breaking, Jesus. Okay, some of us got what I said. All right. So you buy at support and then you buy, or you buy at a previous resistance that now become what? A support. So let's say now that, okay, let me share okay. Now this is the Euro USD. All right, this is Euro USD. Now, for any reason, if for any reason now, for example, I'm going to mark out some zones here now. Quickly. I'm going to quickly mark out some zones here. Now, looking at this chart, we can see that this market is coming down. I hope we can all agree on this 5 minutes time frame, this market is coming down. Now, if you look at the last 3 digits here, 597, and you see the second one is 438. Now, if for any reason, all right, you have a trade idea dropped and they ask you to sell at 438, which is this one here, this one, 438. But you can see that presently, market is around, you can see that presently market is around 161. You don't have to jump in and say because the market is going down and they say you should sell. You will wait until this market push back up to this 438 zones. We can see that it happened here. I wish I have something to, if you look at this long red candle here, this long red candle here. Now, this market broke that support. It broke it all the way down. Now, if the educator has called 438 zone for you, you wouldn't have jumped in, you would have waited. And you can see that at some point, the blue candle started running back up. It went back to that place and now confirms it to be a what? A resistance. So now if you are taking a put from this zone now, you would have cleared how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like if you take it for 5 minutes, you would have cleared. If you take it for 15 minutes, you will clear. If you take it for 30 minutes, you will still clear. Even if you take it for 1 hour, you still have cleared. If you understand what I just showed you now, please put, if you understand what I show you now, put 4 in the chat box. If you understand that, so that I can know if I'm making sense or not. Only one person. Now, what I'm trying to explain is that you have to wait for that retest. You see, I always say something. If my money is in the account and I don't trade with it, okay, I will explain again. If I don't trade with my money in the account, it's better than jumping into trade and losing money. I already said something at the beginning. $2 might look small out of $100, but if you convert that $2 to Naira, do you know how much that is? What is about 1,200 Naira? Can you afford to just lose 1,200 Naira twice? That's 2004. You understand what I'm saying? Except, of course, if you are making millions of Naira or hundreds of thousands, then losing 1,002 or 2004 won't mean anything to you. But if you value every cent in your account, then you will understand that coming down and taking proper trades is very essential. Now, for that person that's in the break and retest again, I'll do that now. Can you see the price at 438? Look at this very long red candle that broke here. I wish there's something I can use to, so my system is not working. I would have used my system. It would have been more, Now, but look at this long candle. You can see that at 438, this market, this long candle broke that support because it was a former support. Let me see if I can slant my phone. Good. Look at this 438. It was a support around this place. When the blue candle got there, once it went up, went up, went up. But at this particular time, it broke it down. It's no longer a support at this point. But we need to be sure that we can come back and sell at 438. So you will wait. This is where patience comes in. You will wait for this market to go all the way up back to that 438 And trust me, when it got to that 438, what happened? It came down. So if you have a trade idea that was dropped on your swipe option for 438, and you now check now and see that your price was around 161, you don't just jump in, because this market could reverse at that 161. It could reverse. Now, and if it did, just like it did here, and went back to 438, you would have lost your money. So you must wait for that retest. You must wait for that confirmation. You must wait for it to come back to that zone for it to be valid as a sell. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say now. So that is that about break and retest. Another thing I will want to also show us is that come up. Taking forever. Now, look at this. You have to take this trade for 5 minutes. You have to take the trade for 5 minutes, stated clearly. Now, that is very important. You don't go there and go and take it for 1 minute. You don't go there and go and take it for 2 minutes. You will wait for proper timing. You know, if you are trading on a 5 minute chart frame like this, each of these candles represents 5 minutes. All right, each of these candles, this long one, as long as this, open and close within 5 minutes. This tiny one that's in this blue tiny one, like almost the third to the last candle. I don't know if is that a proper English. You can see how tiny that candle is. It's also within 5 minutes. It's opened and closed within 5 minutes. Now, whatever thing you want to do, that trade is supposed to take 5 minutes. Now, if you had entered at the opening of a candle, if the market is if the trade is for a sell, that means all this red candle represents a sell candle. Blue candle represents a buy candle. I take that again. Blue candle, on some charts you see green. Blue or green candle represent buys. Red candles represent sell. Now, a sell candle opens from the top and closes below, while a buy candle opens from below and closes at the top. Let me share the whiteboard. I want to share a whiteboard and use that to explain what I meant by all right. Now, I said a red candle, it represents sell, while blue candle represents buy, or green candle, depending on the type of chart you are using anyways. Now, let's assume this is a candle, and this is a sell candle. A sell candle opens from top here and closes below. Opens from here and closes here. Do you get that? Why a buy candle, it could be green, opens from down and closes above. That is why we always hear buy low and sell high. Now, when this candle opens from the top, a sell candle opens from the top, you want the price to keep going down. That is when you are making profit. And when the green candle opens from below and you are in a buy market, you want the market to keep going up. That is when you are making profit. Do we get that? Do we get that? So that means that this candle you are seeing here, all right, this candle you are seeing, this red candle you are seeing here represents the sell, while the blue candles represent the buy. So whenever you are taking a sell trade, you want the price to keep going below your entry. And when you are taking a buy trade, you want the trade to keep going above your entries. Are we still together, guys? Are we still together? Are we still together? If you are still together, you are getting what I'm saying. You're getting what I'm saying. Put some yes in the chat box. All right, all right, all right, all right. No, okay. Please, Ido. Okay, Ido. No, what is your question? Maybe you should ask your question, please. I'll come back, drop your question, I'll come back to it. But before then, let me quickly show you something else. Now, I'll take us back to the swipe options now. I want to know if a trade is still valid or not. All right. Hey, this thing has locked me out or what? Because another from people not to for price and I don't know if a price or trade is still valid or not. This best one that was dropped around 725. The time now is 8:41, right? Now we want to know if this trade is still valid or not. The market, we are supposed to take the trade around 463 to 482. I hope you can all see my screen clearly. You can see my screen, put a 7 in the chat box. Let me know. If you can see my screen, put 7 in the chat box, guys. Okay, okay, okay. Now, this trade, 463 to 482 zone. If you open the parameters, like I said the other time, except 463 on 10 minutes frame for 15 trade, you can see that this place now is still writing active. That does not, I've not checked if it is active or not, but seeing active here, sometimes the trade might have passed and they have not updated it. Do you understand? Now, you can see the next thing here is timing is key. Now, having checked all these things, then you go to your chart, either or whichever view you are using, either Trading View or MetaTrader 4. I can use the two very well. So it depends on the one I'm using. So now Euro USD, this is Euro USD, and the market is around 161, and we are supposed to put around 463. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think this trade is still valid? 463 will be around this place. Because it's MetaTrader 4, there is a bit difference in price. 463 and around this place, between that zones, 435 to 457. That's the zone. Now, do you think this trade is still valid? I mean, anybody. Sorry, we are supposed to check it on 15-minute time frame. That's another point, the 15 minutes time frame. Do you think that this trade is still valid? Let me remove all these ones. I need you to drop your opinions in the chat box so that I will know where you are coming from. Do you think that trade is still valid? Nobody is talking, no. Not valid, okay? Only one person said not valid. The rest, you don't have opinion. You don't know if it is valid or not. So how do you want to profit from this now? Okay, I don't understand, sir. All right. Another person. We are about 30 something on this call now. Only 2 people are responding. What's going on? About 36 of us and only 2 people are responding. That's not encouraging. That's not encouraging. Not valid. It has paid out. I can't hear you. I really know how to take trades here, but the market isn't friendly this week, I guess. Okay, not valid. All right. Now, the trade was dropped around 7 something. If you check around that 7 something, this trade has already played out. This trade has already played out because the market went back to that zone and now is going down. It has gone down. It's just finding its way back up. It's trying to go back up with this last buy candle. It's trying to find its way back up. Now, for those of us that said it's not valid, it's not like it's not valid anymore. But as at that time that the trade was dropped, the market already played out. If it comes back to this particular zone again, especially that upper one, 457, and the currency strength still aligns, there is still 75% assurance that this market will still go down. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If this market, is trying, this 161 zone is already a support zone and is struggling around that zone. If it breaks this support zone back all the way up, all right, and comes back to this 457 or 435 zones, and the currency strength still aligns, that is, USD is still stronger than Euro. If I was to take it, I will still take this trade again. Do we understand what I said? Do we understand what I said? If you understand what I said, please put a 4 in the chat box. You understand what I said? Put a 4 in the chat box. Okay, I should explain again. I will do that. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. The trade was dropped at 7 something. If you calculate 15, this is the 15 chart. If you take 15 minutes chart timing back, each of these candles represent 15 minutes. That means this is like 8:45, right? So that means this last candle was ended 8:45. This one 8:30, 8:15, 8 o'clock, 7:45, 7:30. I mean, this market already played out. All right, this market already played out because this first red candle here after the blue one came down. That's 15 minutes, played out 30 minutes, played out 45 minutes, played out 1 hour. Now, on this 15 minutes chart, if this market goes back to that zone and the currency strength still aligns, I'm saying that if I want to take this trade, I will still take it because the strength still aligns. The market comes to that particular resistance, and look at it. The market only broke this support just once, and it only came to retest it only once. It has not retested the second time. A particular zone becomes invalid if after multiple times the market comes there. Assuming it has come there like twice or thrice now, I won't look at it again. I will not even bother because I know that there is a possibility that it will break it. If the buyers push this market from this 161 zone all the way to this place, to this 435 to 457, I am expecting another push down, at least for another 15 minutes. I'm expecting another push down because the market has only retested that place once. So if the strength still aligns, remember I'm stressing on that strength. If the strength still aligns when it comes back here, then I will take it again. Now listen, that is for people that are a bit advanced in trading. Now for some of us that are still very new, as soon as a trade walks away from entry, please just leave it. You know, I'm believing that we have probably two categories of people on this session: people that are a bit advanced and people that are just coming. As soon as a trade goes way below the entry, just leave that zone. But for those of us that are a bit advanced, if it comes back there and strength still aligns, you can still go ahead and take that trade. Don't forget that I kept on emphasizing on the strength. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the base currency is stronger and the order would be put. Okay, now, if you have a trade idea, and as at the time, don't see, that's why I also mentioned that you go to the note session. Sometimes they drop notes for you. They'll tell you that timing is key. I'll talk about timing also. Timing is very important. Timing is key. For bearing, they already told you. Should be. So if you are taking that trade outside currency strength aligning, you are only following the technical analysis. You have left the fundamental or the sentimental. So trade technical. Sometimes they feel like the strength does not really matter. I don't know. But I prefer to trade the strength and the technical. So if they call a put and the base currency is stronger than the currency, which ordinarily you're supposed to buy the market, but you are seeing clearly on the chart that this market is going down, I would advise, even if you must take that trade, listen, even if you must take that trade, take it at a very low risk. Take 1% of your account. I don't know I hope you get what I'm trying to say. If a trade idea comes in, the price came to the zone, it came on timing, but the base currency is stronger than the quote. If you must take that trade, take it for 1%. And if for any reason it goes above your entry, please don't roll over. Allow it to play out and forgo that 1%. Because it could be that the change in currency strength would have made the market to flip and it may not respect your, what's it called? Technical zones. I take that again. If market comes on timing, the zone comes in on timing, it comes to your zone, came on timing. You are seeing that the trend is still downward trend. But the only clause there is that the base is now stronger than the quote. If you must take that trade, take 1%. You know, we are talking about a sell now, a sell market. The same thing applicable to buy. Now, if you must take that sell, take it at 1%. And if for any reason the market goes above your entry, don't roll over. Leave it, let it go, let it go. You live to fight another day. If you roll over and you keep on pursuing, what if it keeps going up and up and up? What happens? You are rolling over, you're adding more money. Because you don't want to lose 1%, you ended up losing 3%. Do you understand that simple explanation now? Do we understand now? So it's not every time. The only time you see me roll over is if, for example, the market came on timing, the trend is still saying the same thing, currency strength is still aligning, and market is above my entry for a sell. And I'm seeing that, okay, everything shows that this thing is supposed to come down. I can roll over once. I don't roll over more than once. Do you understand? I don't roll over more than once. If I roll over once and the thing did not work, bye-bye. I count my loss, I take it over again, I continue. Because by the time you are rolling over, they are adding 30%. Is it 30%? I think so. 30% or yeah, I think 30% to your initial capital, to your initial money you have staked. So if you stake $10 and you roll over, they add 30%, which is $3. It becomes 13. If you roll over again, they add another 30. It becomes like maybe 16 or 19. You can imagine, what if at the end of the day, you lose that money? So instead of you foregoing $10, you end up losing more. Of course, if you win, you end up winning more. But that should be only when you are seeing that everything works well. It comes on timing. It comes on timing. The trend is still aligning. Currency trend is still aligning. Your technical analysis is on the notch, is on top notch. The only thing is the market just needs time. Then you can roll over. Do you understand? But it's not all rollover that end up coming out well. Do we understand that? Now, I said I was going to talk about timing. Do you always take the timing? The educator says you should take, or you take all your trades for 15. No, if this trade, according to this one, this particular one that I'm using to analyze says 15 minutes for 15 minutes. If this one, how many minutes is this one now? Let me check. This one says 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Now, another thing is that if they are asked to take a trade for 5 minutes, if you check your time, our time is 8:57. And that market comes to zone at 8. Do you know that you are issuing at 8:55? A candle already opened at 8:55. Look at this last red candle opened at 8:55. Now, if you jump in at 8:58,
we didn't hear the last thing you said, and your screen has stopped sharing.
Oh, really?
Maybe you can repeat what you said without sharing your screen, because
okay,
you were breaking.
All right. Now, I was saying that if the trade idea states 5 minutes, please take it for 5 minutes. If the trade idea takes, say, 15 minutes, take it for 15 minutes. Now, for example, if the trade idea is for 15 minutes and the market comes to your zone at 8:55, you know that, and the market comes to your zone at, say, 8:05. Do you know that the current candle on 15 minutes chart will end at 8:15? If you understand that, put 1 in the chat box. Assuming a candle open at 8 o'clock on a 15-minute chart, it's supposed to end at what time? 8:15, right? Now, if that candle closes at 8:15, you are sure that candle is supposed to close at 8:15 on 15-minute candle, and the price comes to your entry at 8:05. You don't take it for 15 minutes again. You take it for 10 minutes. So that at the end of that 15-minute candle, you are also out of the market. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If you get that, please put a 1 in the chat box. If you get that, put a 1 in the chat box. Do you always take them? Okay. Okay. So I don't know if that answers Coach Emmanuel. What if you are losing? That's why I said that if you are losing, you can roll over once. But while you are rolling over, you must be sure that the technical analysis is fine. Trend is still in your favor. Currency strength is still in your favor. Then you can roll over. So if you roll over a 15-minute trade idea, that means you are expecting it to move to 30 minutes, which could end up in your favor or otherwise. So whenever you are rolling over, you must be ready to take whatever thing that comes out of it. Let me quickly take questions. If you have any questions, please, can go ahead and ask. If you have a question, please go ahead and ask your question now. Any question, any question? So we are saying from tomorrow now, we can take swipe, options, trade, and profit. Please, how do we place a trade on MT4 based on timing? This training is for swipe options or for binary. I was only using MT4 to explain the chart. Any other question, please? No question. So from tomorrow now, you know that you are not supposed to, rush into a trade because they dropped it, right? You wait for it to retest. Understanding the chart is the big deal for me. Oops. How do I add this charting now? Okay, I think Onodipe has a recorded session on charting. I believe so. He has a recorded session on charting. You can go watch. You can go watch so that you understand. And if you have any question you want to ask, you can reach out to your mentor, or you can reach out to me or any of our coaches to explain further if you still have question on charting or understanding the chart. All right. Any other question? All right. In the absence of any further question, I think we have to call it today because there's another trade call for 9. I'm sure they've started already. So how to trade without swipe option is that for me. Okay, Collins, how long have you been in this academy? Collins, how long have you been in the academy? I want you to understand something that it's all a process. The first thing you want to acquaint yourself with is the copy and paste. And that's the swipe option. So while you are at that, learning doing the copy and paste profitably, so that you don't make mistakes, you can go ahead. Over time, you will be able to, and joining educators over time, you'll be able to understand how to take trades on your own without the swipe option. But note, it's not instant. It's a step, about 1 month. Give yourself time, all right? Give yourself time. You don't have to rush. Like I said, you don't rush into something and get your fingers burnt. Leverage on the educator's idea brain. and make money first. Please, what are the prayers to make a copy and paste? This is what we have just been explaining now. Did you just join this call? This thing we've been talking about since is about copy and paste. They drop trade for you on swipe options. Then you take it, you copy it, you note the entry price. Oh, okay, you just joined the call. Oh, sorry. That's what we have actually been talking about since. They drop trade for you on swipe option. You are not the one that did the analysis. You just want to copy what they ask you to do and put it on your broker and profit from it. As simple as that. So, but I'm sure there'll be call tomorrow, launch call tomorrow. So you learn more about copy and paste. All right. Any other question, please? All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Coach Emanuela, for this opportunity. I really, really appreciate. God bless you. God bless everybody. Thank you. Let's go join the other call. Don't be tired. Bye-bye.